at our acceleration here. A little bit of torque steer. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be going over the all-new Chevy Equinox Premier. Before getting this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get right into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.5 liter four-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 24 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 175 horsepower and then 203 pound-feet of torque. Before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood here, notice there's that distinctive line in the center, and then there's those kind of like divots off to either side. Looks pretty good. And then coming down below, we've got that split light design with the daytime running light at the top and the headlight just down below that. And then you guys can see the little lighting right there off to the side. And then there are parking sensors integrated into the front end. And then we do have the, normal Chevy bow tie. And taking a look at the center here, I actually think this is pretty good looking for an Equinox. Coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225/60/18 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see here with the silver there on the top, and it's kind of like a dark metallic gray below that. Taking a look at the side profile here, you can see that the silver with those wheels is kind of tied into the chrome trim right there around the windows. Other than that, pretty simplistic from a design perspective. Now here's our key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch. So just press that a couple times and it'll pop right open. The cargo area of the Equinox is actually pretty impressive. Again, this is a small crossover, but we've got quite a bit of storage space back here. And underneath, we've got even more storage space, which is pretty cool. And you can throw down the second row if you want even more storage. When you're all done, just press that button right there and that will lower the hatch right back down. Taking a look at the taillights here, you guys can see pretty distinctive. There's the turn signal, what that looks like. And then we have our all-wheel drive Premier badge here, Equinox badge there on the other side. And then you guys can see with the parking sensors at the bottom. And then when you take it in all together, I think that the Equinox is actually a very handsome looking little crossover. And you got the roof rails there at the top with the shark fin. We have this cool two-tone design inside, and then you got a little like grab handle right there. You got your window control, door handle's pretty normal, and then some storage down below. Now taking a look at the rear seats, you guys can see we've got that same two-tone design here, notice perforated all down the center portion. Legroom back here is actually really solid. We've got a little storage pocket here, and then we've got some vents here for the rear passengers, and then we have heated seats with two different ways to heat. You can do the whole seat or just the back, and then you got some USBs. We of course also have a cup holder armrest, and headroom's pretty good. Now the front door panel has that same two-tone design, and then you can see with our window controls, notice the front one is automatic, well the driver one to be exact. Your mirror adjustments, your door lock and unlock, memory seat functionality, and that's for the hatch. And then here's a quick look at the mirrors. And then the front seats also have that same two-tone design, notice with the perforations there in the center portion, and then they are power adjustable. Off to the side here, we've got some controls for the lights, and then with the steering wheel, it's manually adjustable. So taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got nice padding all around. There are radio controls on the back of the steering wheel. We've got some controls for the center stack, voice command controls. We have our adaptive cruise control here on this side with our lane keep assist and then your heated steering wheel button. And we've got a turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock. Now popping over the gauge cluster itself, mostly analog, but we do have a screen there in the center which you can use to scroll through different bits of info on the vehicle. But the most important thing to see here in the center is we have an all-wheel drive mode, and it'll pop on and say that you're in all-wheel drive when you are in all-wheel drive. In reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and we've got all of these different viewpoints here with the camera system. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Chevy's 360 camera system, and it's awesome that they have it on the Equinox. It's not really big enough that you need it, but it's cool that it has it. As for the rest of the screen, first off, response time with the screen is fantastic. Got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with this screen, and we've got some analog shortcut buttons here at the bottom, so like for the home screen, but you have another one right there, so it's kind of interesting. They double down on that. And then down below, if you want to turn off the auto stop start, you have that. You've got the hazard light button. We've got the controls for the dual zone climate system, heated and cooled seats here for the front passengers. We've got a wireless phone charging pad here with some USBs and a 12-volt. And then you can see in front, we've got this for like your parking assist, parking sensors, and then the all-wheel drive select. And then we do have our shifter here for that 6-speed automatic transmission. A couple of cup holders right next to that. We've got our parking brake right here. And then you guys can see with the little storage space there and more storage in the center console, some USBs. And look at the nice padding there on top. We've got cool perforated padding all kind of throughout here on the dash, which is pretty cool, and nice glove box. And then up top here, you can see we've got a sunglass holder, and we've got our controls here for the sunroof. We do have a full panoramic sunroof here on the Equinox. Now here's a window sticker for the Equinox. We have a 3-year, 36,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, 5 years, 60,000 mile on the powertrain. And you can see the base MSRP on this, $33,100. And then this one has quite a few cool packages added to it. Total MSRP, $38,860. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So setting off here in the Equinox, and let me tell you, having a heated steering wheel right now feels so good. I was just outside filming for like 2 hours straight, I think, and it's 32 degrees outside. So my hands are a little bit on the cold side of things, so I really appreciate it. Aside from that, first off, ride quality, really good actually with the Equinox. Chevy's done a pretty good job with the overall damping with this. I'm pretty impressed going over bumps and everything. It soaks it up pretty dang well. We're just gonna let this truck go because they were already going. They're like, you know what, we ain't waiting, so we'll just let them do their thing. Let's get our acceleration here. A little bit of torque steer. So that's in the two-wheel drive mode. It is front-wheel drive based. Now if you put it in the all-wheel drive mode, I'll show you guys a little bit later, but it completely gets rid of the torque steer. So that's one of the big benefits to the all-wheel drive system, is getting rid of the torque steer, but then also like in snow and in rain, giving you a little bit more grip so you can just feel a little bit safer driving, and then you also don't get stuck. But yeah, like, I know this is not a super bumpy road or anything, but super smooth ride quality. I'm really impressed with what Chevy's done here with this Equinox. We'll pop into the all-wheel drive mode, so it automatically goes in. And you know, also fuel economy with this engine is pretty good. That's, I mean, it is a pretty small engine. Some people might complain about that, but I think that, you know, that's just the world we live in now, where unless you want to go hybrid or fully electric, you got to basically go for a small displacement 4-cylinder or 3-cylinder in a lot of cases. I do like the overall flowless interior. I think that it looks pretty good. They've definitely done a solid job with that. Wind noise is pretty minimal as well. And notice I'd like, just to keep up, you know, at speed, I didn't have to really get into the pedal all that much. So again, lots of low-end torque with this powertrain, that is for sure. So in the all-wheel drive mode, we'll see if it does the torque steer. Nope. You know what's weird is when you have GM product in all-wheel drive that has the, you know, two-wheel drive to all-wheel drive, the all-wheel drive always feels slower. And obviously, I mean, that makes sense because when you have the power going to all 4 wheels rather than 2, then you have more power loss. But it's just something interesting. So I'm kind of more apt to have it in 2-wheel drive, so that it just feels like it gets up and moves at a slightly better pace. So summing things up here at the Equinox, I think the new styling's pretty good. I mean, it is a little bit out there. I'm usually not a fan of split headlight design, but I think that they did a good job with what they have. Suspension's good, seat comfort's actually pretty good. Sometimes Chevy seats can be kind of hard, but I feel like these ones are pretty solid. This comes with a lot of nice features. Again, heated, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, 360 camera system. You got an adaptive cruise control, lane keep system. I mean, it's got everything that you could ask for. So, you know, I think this is a great car, and I think a lot of people are gonna be going for this, especially in today's market where everything else is super expensive. This is actually affordable, and you get quite a few features. I mean, think about this, for example, like a Toyota Camry at this point costs more than this. And I understand different vehicle, different segment, but like a freaking Toyota Camry costs more than this nowadays. Like, that's the world that we live in. So let me know what you guys think about the new Equinox. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this new Chevy Equinox. And with that being said, I'll see all of you in the next video.